He was betrayed in a failing business, forced into a survival job at a cinema canteen for a mere 90 rupees a month. Today, he is the silent founder of a snack empire so powerful that giants like PepsiCo are forced to watch its every move, an empire on the brink of a deal valuing it at over $4 billion. It sounds like the plot of a corporate thriller, but this is no movie. This is the real story of how a single rejection became the coded blueprint for Balaji Foods. And in this video, we are decrypting the hard facts, the ruthless strategy, and the secret lessons from an unbelievable corporate uprising. The Balaji story doesn't begin with a triumph. It begins in the ashes of failure. The year is 1974, and the Virani family, farmers from a drought-stricken village in Gujarat, are desperate. After a failed monsoon, their patriarch sells their land, handing his sons, Chandubhai, Bikubai, and Megjabai, his entire life savings of 20,000 rupees to chase a new future in the city of Rajkot. Their first venture was a wager on what they knew, farm equipment and fertilizer. But they were outsiders, inexperienced, and they were deceived, sold fake supplies that stripped them of almost everything. Humiliated and financially shattered, the dream was dead. A desperate Chandubhai Virani took the only work he could find: sticking up movie posters and serving snacks at the local Astron cinema for just 90 rupees a month. It was the lowest point of his life. But it was in the flickering darkness of that cinema that a plan for a billion-dollar empire would be born. Working in the canteen, Chandubhai and his brothers proved so ruthlessly efficient they were soon asked to run the entire operation. They quickly identified a vulnerability: one product, potato wafers, outsold everything else, yet the supply chain was a disaster. Deliveries were inconsistent, and the quality was a gamble. Some bags were stale, others inedible. They were losing money because of someone else's weakness. Frustrated by unreliable partners, Chandubhai made a declaration that would alter his family's destiny. He said, "We'll fry them ourselves." This wasn't just a decision, it was the first, most critical, strategic pivot. They shifted from being victims of a broken system to seizing absolute control of production. They didn't know it yet, but they had just forged their first weapon. In 1982, the Virani brothers took what little capital they had left and engineered a makeshift production facility in a small shed behind the cinema. This was a clandestine operation, born from necessity. There were no machines, no branding, no marketing. It was just the brothers, hand-slicing and hand-frying potatoes late into the night, while the city slept. They sold their fresh, unbranded wafers from a bicycle to the cinema and nearby stores. Their advantage was brutally simple. They were reliable. While rival snacks were a risk, Balaji Wafers delivered the exact same quality, every single time. And unlike the competition, they were never out of stock. A whisper campaign began to spread across Rajkot. This wasn't just a snack, it was a silent promise, the promise of an honest product at a fair price. By the late 1980s, the whisper had become a roar. Demand was exploding. Their secret shed could no longer keep up. The Viranis faced a critical choice: stay small and safe, or take a terrifying leap of faith. They chose the leap. In 1989, they took a massive risk, pooling their savings and securing a bank loan to build their first real factory for 50 lakh rupees. At the time, it was the largest potato wafer plant in Gujarat. This was a high-stakes gamble, moving from a backyard operation to industrial-scale production. In 1992, they officially incorporated as Balaji Wafers Private Limited, named after a deity. Through the 90s, they executed a secret doctrine: every rupee of profit was funneled directly back into the company, relentlessly upgrading their technology from manual to semi-automatic to fully automated plants by the 2000s. This disciplined reinvestment became a core algorithm of their strategy, allowing them to produce at a scale and cost their local rivals couldn't comprehend. While other brands dreamed of national conquest from day one, Balaji operated on a different philosophy, a masterclass in corporate warfare. As Chandubhai Virani said, "One area at a time, one fight at a time." Instead of spreading their forces thin, they focused on conquering their home turf first, building an impenetrable fortress in western India. They captured a staggering 65 to 70% of the organized snack market in Gujarat and established a powerful presence in neighboring states like Maharashtra and Rajasthan. They achieved this by creating a fiercely loyal distribution network of around 1,225 dealers, embedding themselves in the small neighborhood shops that corporate giants overlooked. Crucially, they used deep intelligence, tailoring flavors to local tastes, spicier snacks for Rajasthan, traditional namkeens for Gujarat, forging a bond that a national marketing campaign could never break. The lesson was chillingly clear: win your home territory so completely that no one dares to challenge you there. If you want to uncover more of these hidden corporate battle plans, hit the like button. It tells YouTube you value these deep dives, and it helps us decrypt the strategies of more iconic companies for you. Balaji's most devastating weapon against titans like Lay's has always been its price. Their products are consistently 20 to 30% cheaper than the competition. But this isn't a simple discount, it's the result of an entire business system engineered for one purpose: to win on value. How do they do it? First, massive economies of scale from their hyper-efficient, automated factories. Second, they control the entire process in-house, cutting out third-party manufacturers and their margins. Third, they spend a tiny fraction, an estimated 4% of revenue, on advertising, while the industry average is 8 to 12%. They let the product's value be the advertisement. Finally, they enforce a strict cash-and-carry model with distributors, keeping their cash flow pristine and eliminating debt. The result? Despite rock-bottom prices, they maintain shockingly healthy net profit margins, proving that you can deliver immense value and still be lethally profitable. From the beginning, Balaji's true advantage was never its marketing, it was its mastery of operations. Chandubhai Virani is an innovator, but his creations weren't apps or software, they were machines and processes, built from the ground up. In the early days, when a standard potato peeling machine was too expensive, he didn't surrender. He reverse-engineered it, buying spare parts and building his own to achieve the relentless consistency he demanded. That defiant, problem-solving DNA is coded into the company. They became masters of frugal innovation. This obsession with operational control is their ultimate secret weapon. They believe quality is the only brand that matters, and that brand is forged on the factory floor, through militant consistency, packet after packet, year after year. But what does this all add up to? The numbers are not just impressive, they are terrifying to their competition. By the 2024 fiscal year, Balaji's revenue had surged to nearly 5,500 crore rupees. Today, Balaji is considered the third largest salty snack brand in India, behind only Haldiram's and the global titan, PepsiCo. In its home state of Gujarat, it holds a crushing 70% of the wafer market, while Lay's struggles to even break into the teens. The story goes that around 2014, PepsiCo, a titan of the industry, reportedly tried to acquire Balaji for around 4,000 crore rupees. The Virani brothers rejected the offer, choosing to protect their people and their legacy. Now, fast forward to today. In late 2025, reports surfaced that the U.S. private equity firm General Atlantic was in the final stages of a deal to acquire just a 7% stake for 2,500 crore rupees. If you do the math on that single transaction, the company that started in a tin shed is now valued at roughly 35,000 crore rupees, over $4 billion US. The reported General Atlantic deal signals a new, high-stakes chapter. Chandubhai Virani has stated the move was driven by the next generation of the family, who want to bring in a strategic war chest to scale the company professionally. He also hinted that an IPO, not selling off more of the company, is the next logical move. With this new capital, Balaji plans to double its manufacturing capacity for a full-scale assault on the national market. But this raises the single biggest question in this corporate thriller: can the secret DNA of Balaji, its frugality, its obsession with control, its rejection of the mainstream, survive the open battlefield of a national market? Or will the act of scaling up destroy the very code that made it so powerful? Only time will tell. The story of Balaji Foods isn't just an inspiration, it's a strategic blueprint, a code for a corporate uprising packed with powerful lessons. First, master one market before attacking the next. Balaji's one area at a time philosophy built an unbreachable fortress that funded its entire war for growth. Second, weaponize your operations. They treated their factory floor as their primary competitive advantage, proving that how you build something is deadlier than how you market it. Third, engineer your entire business around the price you need to win. Balaji's low prices are no accident. The entire system is a machine designed to make them possible and profitable. Fourth, your brand is just your promise, kept for decades. With almost no advertising, Balaji became the undisputed king of its region through sheer, unshakable reliability. Trust, it turns out, is the most lethal brand equity of all. And finally, know the endgame. When a massive buyout was on the table, Chandubhai Virani didn't see a company to be sold, he saw a legacy to be protected. He wasn't building for an exit, he was building to endure. From a cinema canteen to a multi-billion-dollar empire, Balaji Foods proves that with resilience, a ruthless focus on value, and an obsession with quality, the player you never see coming is the most dangerous one of all. For more deep dives into the secret strategies behind the world's most compelling companies, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.